Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues. Guess if you ain't at the table, you on the menu. And I'm that spitter, baby. They don't want you to see, but everybody's south of Capitol Hill's rocking with me. Boys smoke the trays and ponder getting their life together. I'm comfortable with my role, so I'm like, whatever. Me? I ain't got a job, but I work hard. And you don't work hard, but you got a job. The irony is I'm judged while you feel the applause. I'm slept on, that's why I had to set this alarm. My dudes is armed, I'm armed with this arm charm. Body banging like she got that cream from Barry Bonds. Yeah.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
That Dre season is here, a real hitter with a mic, I'm everything that they fear. With that hood ain't the same, I was all on their ass, I'm level-headed. So yo, my dudes love when I spaz, and I'm so over Seattle's passive-aggressive attitude. They don't call you back, what they really saying is F you. While I'm from the same place, I move at a different pace. I prefer if you just said it to my face, damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it
I hate
for
these
us.
average dudes with they average spit, writing average rhymes, knocking average chicks. The closer I get, I can feel the people starting to shift. I'm loyal to a fault, and everybody can't come with. Rap's a rich man's game, I'm only playing with change. They bang models and singers, I'm knocking my own flame, I'm different. The crowd, I move with the chosen few. Black thoughts, I could be the front man for the roots. No diamonds and gold, I'm on my sticks and stones. If we can see your panty line, you should have on a thong. My team is strong, through this fire we forged a bond. And they already know what it is when I get on. To the hearse, party like it's December 31st. When I'm on my deathbed, I probably cracking my nurse. You ain't got the bars to compete. I'm a verbal athlete, deflating these boys so they say that I cheat. Damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Yeah. I should probably start by apologizing for the long wait, man. You know, I know I be tripping. But I'm not just a rapper, I'm an artist. And, you know, my creative process is a little bit different than most. Nonetheless, I want to welcome everybody out to the Dre's Experience. I got TCF in the building. My whole camp's here with me. I got the band in here laying this cool-ass vibe. And I'm Seattle's own. Let's get into it.
Welcome everybody to the Morning Update Show. Happy Monday to you. Hope you guys have had a great weekend. I know I surely did, and looking forward to an amazing week ahead of us. I'm glad that you guys are joining us this morning for the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trey Holiday. And you guys know we are always doing this as a duo. Got to bring in my duo teammate, my guy, co-host with the most, Big O. What's up, Big O? Happy Monday, my
Trey
friend.
Holiday, happy Monday to you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well. How are you?
Good stuff. You know, good weekend.
Yeah, good.
So for the most part, we'll see what happens this week.
Yeah, always ready.
Always ready. Good morning, everybody. Welcome you to the Morning Update Show. And remind you that right now, perfect opportunity, tag and share the stream. Man, tag and share the stream with people you feel would appreciate culturally relevant news and information emanating from right here in the Emerald City. Want to give a big shout out to our partners over at the South Seattle Emerald and KBCS 91.3 over at Bellevue College. Remind everybody that you can listen to the Morning Update Show anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcast. That's SoundCloud right there, right on the screen and in the links. But you can also catch us on Google, Spotify, iTunes, and countless other podcast apps. Make sure and check us out there. It's part of the show right now. We want to remind everybody that the COVID-19 vaccine is readily available right here in King County. There's a link right there in the comments. If you are looking to get vaccinated, all you have to do is click that link, and you can find a location that's near you that you can go and get vaccinated at. In some cases, they can actually come to you for the vaccination. We find right now, Trey Holiday, that it's getting more and more. Either you're vaccinated or you're not, to even access certain things, events, venues, restaurants, games.
Yeah, I mean, they've been talking about this spread for a while now. And honestly, we knew it was going to kind of be on a slow roll, but we're really starting to see it pick up at this point. Lots of places are now either asking for you to show your vaccination card or make sure that you come with a negative COVID test. So, man, I'm sure that more and more venues will be adding to that list quite soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting though to see what the government's gonna do. It's one thing when private business and everybody's like, you have to be vaccinated, or if the government is very soon gonna have an app or a database of vaccinated, not vaccinated. So we'll see what happens. Oh, it's time for our quote of the day. We got a good one here today. It's short, but it's powerful. Go where you are celebrated, not tolerated. And that's by motivational speaker Eric Thomas. That's the hip hop preacher, right? That sounds like something right up your alley, Trey. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated.
Come on now. I mean, I absolutely adore this quote. And the reason why is because we need more of that in our lives. There's so many places, especially for Black and brown folks. And I got to say Black and Native, our indigenous brothers and sisters out there, where it's almost like spaces are not really inherently built for us. So when we're going to spaces where we are celebrated, not just tolerated, we got to deal with that. And I have a great example of that, because me and my sons last weekend, we went to a restaurant. It was in a small part of Tacoma. And when we pulled up, it was like almost rural land all around this restaurant. And I saw trucks and, I was like, all right, I prepped the boys. I said, all right, you guys, we're going to go in here. I don't know how they're going to receive us. Let's just be, let's just be chill. Let's just eat. I had a whole pep talk with them. And then we got inside of the restaurant. And of course it was all white folks, but they were so kind to us and so warming and so welcoming. And my son, my 15-year-old said, Mom, I really enjoyed that waitress, so there it was right there. I was walking into an establishment that I thought I was just going to be tolerated in, and we were actually celebrated. So that's a great quote. And I'm glad I have a story to back it up.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Good stuff. I like these quotes of the day, so it's always a good talking point.
Yeah.
And then inspirational on top of that. Oh, and let me let everybody know we've got a short show today. We've actually got some stuff at the top of the hour, so we have to get out of here a little bit early. But first headline here today comes from the South Seattle Emerald. 1 month on, Washington police reforms get mixed reviews at local forum. And this is from Ashley Archibald, and the link is there in the comments. And basically, there's a bunch of groups that have been doing some reviews here on the new police rules, and it really is mixed reviews. You hear some things that are good, some things that are bad, and like right here in the Emerald, I think it's the League of Women Voters of King County. Then there's also an article in the Crosscut where they're talking about people who are dealing with the homeless or not even homeless, the mentally ill, whether the police now will engage with them or not. We did the story there at Cascade Behavioral Health where they called 911 and the Tukwila police wouldn't respond. And so it's a mixed review. It's a new law though, and it's a new laws that are supposed to categorically change a lot of things about policing. So I think that it's an unrealistic expectation for something that big to be implemented perfectly.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, I think we really, when we talk about giving space and grace, that's exactly what these laws need right now in terms of implementation. I think, for us as a public, lots of people were in the streets calling for police reform and reimagining what policing can look like. And when we think about the fact that now there's all of these measures that are going to be put in place around police accountability and around how, police actually have to do their jobs, I think it's important that we actually allow for some time for it to settle in. It is going to take some time because, again, when we're talking about systems that are, really age old and quite frankly, antiquated, we have to be really diligent about understanding that, hey, let's give a little bit of space here. But, I'm not shocked that it's already getting critiqued because that's also part of the nature of this.
Yeah, no. I recommend people read the article there in the Emerald, but also these other articles. And then your state representative, Jesse Johnson, right? Yeah, it was a few weeks ago on Twitter. And on his website, he had broke down, I think, some misconceptions that people have about this legislation and some everything else. And it's a perfect storm too. I mean, there's a lot of people that are in law enforcement or public safety, and they're trying to do their best to navigate some stuff. And we've also talked to some people as well who are like, yeah, we're just hands off. I mean, so it's a mixed bag. It's mixed reviews and some everything else. We'll see how they get through it. But I mean, I'm sure that some of these laws are going to need some fine tuning. In some cases, not everything is one size fits all, and that's fine. But also, like you said, we have to realize that it is going to take some time to get everything right, and it really takes everybody acting in the best interest, and not in the worst interest to really make it work in a true public safety sense.
I love that you said that, because I think that there are obviously, everybody wasn't for these reforms, right? And so when, I've heard discussions on the street and comments out there where people are like, now Washington State is the #1 state no police wants to come to, and they're having a hard time with recruiting because of these laws and these new legislation and rules and regulations. But I think, again, when we talk about space and giving it time to settle, that's there. But you're right, Omari, there's some people that are on the other side of these reforms that really want them to fail. And so I think it's a mixed bag when we talk about that. I'm glad that the article is mentioning that and putting it in that context, because ultimately, there's different people that have different agendas around how these reforms are going to play out. And you have a lot of people that are on the ground that were putting themselves on the front lines, last summer to say, no, we really want to see how this plays out. We understand that it's at least a step in the right direction. And then you have people all the way on the other side who said this wasn't even enough. So it's really interesting how these perspectives play out over time and through discussions that you're having with folks. And so you're right. I mean, there's a lot of different perspectives at play here.
Yeah, no doubt. Next up, we went over there on Friday at 3:00. We went to up at Capitol Hill on Broadway in between Pike and Pine for the groundbreaking of Pride Place. A pretty special event right up there. We'll play this clip. We'll come right back.
We're going to build Seattle's first affordable housing right here that places two-spirit LGBTQIA seniors, whom we like to call Rainbow Elders for short, front and center. And we are transforming Gen Pride into a full-service senior center in the heart of Capitol Hill.
My name is Emily Alvarado. I'm the director of our City of Seattle's Office of Housing. And I think I can speak for everyone here in saying that all people deserve to age with the dignity and safety that an affordable home provides.
We are committed to affordable housing and creating a senior center that welcomes and includes the entire spectrum of the rainbow community and meets the needs of our diverse and vibrant population. To be successful, we need input and participation from you. We want to reach out to our Black, Indigenous, people of color, and other marginalized communities to ensure they know about the apartments.
Just one more thing. Oftentimes when I hear you talk, you mention this levy a lot. And how important is the taxpayers, the citizens, stakeholders of this city, putting really their money where their values are?
Yeah, thanks so much for that. We've had the Seattle Housing Levy for over 35 years. We're currently implementing the 2016 housing levy. That's the backbone of all of our housing investments. It gives us the predictability and the consistent funds that we need so that we can get dollars out the door every year, and we can support these community visions that often take many years to build. So in this case, we invested $8.5 million in this project. A significant portion of that comes from our housing levy. And as I said, it is a key tool that we have to make sure that we're meeting affordable housing needs in our city, at least trying to meet those needs. Obviously, we have a long way to go.
Welcome back. Sorry. I'm sitting here looking at the episode that that segment right there, because, you know, being on site at this groundbreaking, you know, I know Omar and I, we talked before about our family members, and I was just thinking about my uncle, to be honest with you guys. I was so elated because I thought, you know what, you know, there's so many LGBTQIA plus folks that have really put themselves on the line when we talk about pushing progress forward for them and for their own rights, and for them to be recognized and to be loved and appreciated for their ways of life and the ways that they actually see the world. I think it's so important that this groundbreaking happened and that this building happened. And I was sitting there in the audience, honestly, just thinking about my uncle and thinking about how happy and proud he would be of this development in and of itself. The fact to center, as Stephen said there in that clip, to center the lives and the experiences of our Black and Indigenous. He even called out Two-Spirit, which I just love, because again, it comes from the culture that is built, and to understand how to be responsive to that culture through development is so key to so much of the work that I love being done right here in our city and throughout our county. And so shout out to everybody who's really pouring into this effort for Pride Place. Shout out to Gen Pride. Shout out to everyone, because this has been such a long-standing effort, Omari. And we learned there. I mean, they were talking about this kind of place being built for over 20 years. And so immediately I was just overwhelmed thinking about my uncle and thinking about how he would be taking on this development, because he would literally be a direct, perfect candidate to be living in one of these homes. And so I absolutely adore this effort.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. Your uncle's getting a lot of love in the comments too, as well. So my mom said, your uncle will always be in my heart. Robert Redwine Jr., your uncle Holiday was a great guy. Yeah.
He was loved.
Yeah, no, I kind of felt the same way. I think that if my brother Hiram was still alive, he'd been real proud to see on Friday, and really see people being intentional, because for a long time, you know, people weren't intentional. And even especially even with public funds and dollars and everything else, they weren't intentional. And this is really good to see. We're going to continue to follow up on this story. And actually, Gen Pride said that they're going to be reaching out to us and working with us here, because they want to be able to get the word out to people in our community and beyond about Pride Place, and make sure that it's representative as well. I think that's something that's really important to me. And so we want to definitely continue in that conversation. And also, you saw there that I asked Director of Housing Alvarado a question about this levy, this housing levy, and it's something real unique here in Seattle. And this housing levy is what they've been able to go to the well to time and again and be able to come up with these funds and resources here to invest in affordable housing in Seattle. And I think that it's really representative of the citizens of Seattle really, you know, putting their money where their values are.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I think that really it's a great model that other cities in our state can follow, because this need is everywhere. I mean, we're seeing it, you know, we talk about the Seattle metro area and the rising tide of home prices and rents, but really that's just stretching out throughout King County, Snohomish County. I mean, we're seeing it take place throughout the region. So honestly, it would be really insightful for other cities to start looking at how they're going to be intentional about investing tax dollars into projects like these, and to ensuring that we actually have a space to provide community development style housing. This is definitely necessary in more places than Seattle. So I love that Seattle's really setting the tone here for other cities to be able to follow.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Speaking of Seattle setting the tone here, our next headline here, actually it comes, not really a headline, it comes from the city of Seattle, the office of the mayor. We'll go ahead and put this up. Mayor Durkin announces $9.8 million to BIPOC-led community organizations through the Equitable Development Initiative. It's out of the office of the mayor. And so basically, you're familiar with this EDI fund, right?
Absolutely.
Right. And we'll go through these. Actually, I'll put these up over here, Curtis. Let me scroll through here. So it's $9.8 million. And we don't have all of them here, but part of the EDI is about people either purchasing or maintaining property, especially to help prevent displacement, gentrification, everything else. It's a lot. We got a link right there in the comments. You can go and put that there. It goes to the press release and breaks down in depth the whole EDI fund. But we're waiting for some of this money to come out and see exactly where it's going. So let's see. I'll put up the first one here. The Central Area Senior Center, $1.38 million. This funding will support the completion of deferred maintenance items in the facility with the intention of stabilizing the building and extending its useful life. The center provides a core gathering place for seniors in the Central District to remain connected to neighbors in the face of increasing gentrification. So $1 million over there, Trey.
Wow. I love this because this was such a community effort. Shout out to all of the people involved in pushing this forward. This is one of, you guys could read up on this. This was such a unique project here because 7 mayors ago, this building was promised to the Central Area Senior Center leadership. And at the end of the day, it had to go through community advocacy. Community were the ones to continue to press for this to actually come into the ownership of community. And now they actually have that ownership and they have this initial investment by EDI to begin to do the maintenance that's necessary on that building. I love that so much. It was such a great effort. And this is what we talk about, why we say we need all your voices to be included, because we change things and we move things forward. And it may have taken 7 mayors, but we got there eventually. Shout out to the Central Area Senior Center. Love y'all over there. So congratulations to all of you guys.
All right, good stuff. Moving along here. Next up, we got is Fame. That's First AME Housing Association. $1,075,000. This funding will support the development of ground floor space at Bryant Manor, that's up there in Yesler, an existing affordable housing project located in the Central area to support the expansion of Ashe Preparatory Academy onto the site to serve families in the expanded housing project. So Bryant Manor up on Yesler, and this is, it's been planned for redevelopment now for a while. It's actually very old. And so this money here, it's going to go over to First AME as part of their development there.
Oh, yeah. I got to send some love to all the Bryant Manor babies out there. There are so many families that were born and raised in the Bryant Manor. Part of my family, my cousins lived there for years. And honestly, this was such a facet of the Central District community when we talk about fostering Black families and, providing for multiple level spaces. I know my auntie was there. They had like 3 stories, man. It was like, it was one of a kind, the development there at Bryant Manor. So shout out to Fame, everybody who's on this effort again. We're seeing our spaces be redeveloped, but when we can do it in a community-centric way that really is still centering the experience and the lives of the people that are in these communities, I think that's the right direction. So this is another great project. These are all great projects.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Next up here, Nurturing Roots, $935,000. This funding will support the purchase of the location on Beacon Hill, ensuring that Nurturing Roots and the Black Power Epicenter have a permanent home while allowing the farm to continue to provide a needed resource for food distribution efforts and youth education in Southeast Seattle. Now, you know all about Nurturing Roots, huh?
Oh my goodness. This whole list is so exciting for me, you guys, because that is my girl, Naima Clark, and the team over there at Nurturing Roots. They have been working so hard to make sure that their advocacy is loud and clear. And this is a direct call to that advocacy. This is the result of it because they have been pushing and pushing. They've been on city council meetings, meeting with people and having more and more talks so people could understand the value of what they do up there at Nurturing Roots. It's a beautiful, beautiful effort to educate people in the community about farming, but it's also so connected to the youth as it's said there, to make sure that youth and the next generation is getting their hands into the soil. Shout out to you guys at Nurturing Roots. This is so exciting. And you guys are so deserving of this initial investment. I'm just thinking I'm probably going to do this for the whole list, but really shout out to you guys, man. All the love.
All right. Good stuff. Next up here, we have Somali Health Board, $1 million. This funding will support the equitable transit-oriented goals of Graham Street Community action team to acquire a site for mixed-use development, providing affordable housing and a range of other community-serving uses in advance of the new light rail station.
You know what? EDI is on it because EDI understands the importance of these initial investments in community, period, point blank. Like, Somali Health Board, they are so connected to the Somali community and to East African communities in general. And the fact of the matter is that these development projects are necessary. I love this wave of how EDI understands the value of these projects. And oftentimes, EDI is the first investment to come into these development projects. And this allows a lot of these teams to then go after other funding because they're able to say, well, the city of Seattle is betting on us. And unfortunately, that's some of the things that they have to deal with regard to these large capital campaigns that are necessary to make this development happen. All these buildings and these projects cost multiple millions of dollars, sometimes in the $30-40 million range. So the idea is that EDI is sometimes the initial investment that's necessary. It just sets everything off in motion. Shout out to you guys at Somali Health Board. Congratulations.
All right. And now there's a few more that are on there. There we go. We put the link in the comments so you can see the full list for yourself. But the last one here is definitely one that we've been following. I've personally been following, done quite a few segments on it. This is the Youth Achievement Center, $700,000. This funding will support a partnership with Africatown CLT, Community Passageways, and Creative Justice to provide housing with wraparound services for homeless and at-risk youth. The Columbia City property is currently owned by Sound Transit, which is working with King County to support the transfer of the site to community ownership.
You know what? This is just elite. I mean, what a way to start the week. I gotta say, what a way to start the week with this information, because all of these projects are so deserving. And there is nothing more special than the Youth Achievement Center that is focusing on youth-centric design and development. By bringing the youth into the heart of this development, they are actually building what is necessary for that youth. And ultimately, the result is going to be two amazing buildings, one focused on housing, another focused on resources. We have been following this project, because we've been talking about what's necessary to disrupt gun violence, what's necessary to have direct investment into community so that we can understand how we're treating the whole person. We've been talking so much about this. And so these investments are necessary, man. Everybody involved. I mean, Africatown Community Land Trust, Creative Justice, Community Passageways. Shout out to all of you guys. I know Councilmember Gamai Zahalai has been a huge fan of this and a supporter of this since day one. This is an amazing project. I love that we ended on that because I've been able to see it from the very beginnings. And, these guys were intentional, man. They brought the youth in and they really listened to them and allowed them to be the real leaders of this project. And so kudos to the whole team over there. Man, so deserving. Congratulations, you guys. I'm happy about these investments. They're all necessary.
Yeah, no, I mean, these investments, like they're coming from the city, coming from the executive branch into, I think that most people say these are really good projects where this investment is happening here. And I think that what we'll see is, these investments will grow. And community work. I mean, we talk about the Central Area Senior Center, they probably could have used the whole $9.8 million themselves. But when you talk about some organizations that have been doing great work for decades and others that are on the drawing board but have the potential to do something amazing, when we talk about like the Youth Achievement Center and everything else. So good to see these investments coming out. And we'll follow up with some of these organizations as well. And see how we can uplift their work. We're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, we're talking support Black business. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Market Street Shoes, slinging kicks since 2006 with styles that support you and yours, getting the F outside or staying comfy when you just want to lounge indoors as well. But wait, Market Street Shoes is way more than just a shoe store. Gear up for your next outdoor adventure with apparel and accessories that'll have you looking good on the streets, the trail, or even in your own backyard. With locations in Ballard, Redmond, and online at marketstreetshoes.com, there's undoubtedly a style and size that'll fit your lifestyle.
Welcome back to the morning update show. And now is one of my favorite parts of the show. You know why?
Why?
Why? Because this is waiting on you, sir. Support Black business. There it is right there. And I got something real interesting here. And actually, I'll take it from this side right here, Curtis. Got something real interesting right here. And you mentioned King County Council member Gurmai Zahalai. Well, I came across it on Twitter, minding my own business, and I came across this right here. Gurmai Zahalai is Small Business Sunday. It was at Rainier Beach's own Creamy Cone Cafe. That's out there on Rainier Avenue South. Have you been there?
No.
Yeah, Creamy Cone Cafe. You know what I'm saying? So the council member, King County Council member Zahalai, is always popping up at different businesses in his district, D2. And so, I'll put this up here one more time. And there he is. And you always find this guy popping in at some spot here. But this is at 9433 Rainier Avenue South. And apparently the ice cream is popping.
Ooh-wee. All right now. I'm going to have to go check it out. I love some good, cream.
Yeah. And we put their Instagram here. So it's Creamy Cone Cafe. At Creamy Cone Cafe on Instagram, just down there on Rainier. Great opportunity. Great opportunity. Let me hit you with the profiles, right? Great opportunity for you to go support Black business.
Hey, anytime that I can support Black business, I'm all for it. I'm definitely going to be going down there, seeing if they got any vegan options. A lot of ice cream shops, they are prepared. I'm telling you, because, they're like, look, we don't want to lose no customers. So even if it's one flavor, they may have one for me up in there. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, you're going to get your vegan on, huh?
Yeah. Or I can get regular ice cream for my kids. You know what I'm saying? There's multiple options.
I'm put this up here one more time. Here we go. Creamy Cone Cafe. And there it is on IG. And all the info is right there. Man, let's go out and be intentional and let's support this Black business. Yeah,
you know what? I just saw there too on their Float Friday special. Ooh. Floats are one of my favorites.
Is that where we're at this Friday?
Hey, we may have to hit it up.
Go. And big shout out to King County Council member Gurmai Zahalai for consistent intentionality of uplifting businesses in your district.
Yeah.
All right, keeping it on business. Let me see here. We've got Black Business Relief. You see, I'm loving my slides here.
Yeah.
Now, right? Man, wait till the revamp. You're gonna see all this stuff. It's gonna be crazy. We're staying on message here. It's the Rudge Rub that's raising up Black businesses. If you could put the link in the comments over there, Curtis, this is where you can sign up. This is going on until September 20th. So what is that? That's 7 more days that this is open. And basically they have grants in the amount of $2,500 for Black businesses, not only here in the Seattle area, but also throughout the state of Washington and down in the Portland area as well.
You know what? Again, we keep on talking about this effort. We're going to be doing it throughout the week as it's the last week. If you're a Black business out there looking for some immediate relief, immediate assistance, Rudge Rub is a great opportunity for you to get a direct investment into your business. And we know how necessary it is right now. Shout out again to the entire eZels team for seeing this need and for stepping up and filling the void. I mean, we talk about this often. In the Black community, we don't have to wait for anybody to do it for us. We do have great examples like Ezell's that have been in business for decades that can really now provide that assistance to the next generation of businesses, or to other businesses that have been rocking alongside it that maybe have struggled a bit through the pandemic. So shout out to everybody over there for this entire effort. And if you're a Black business looking for, some type of assistance right now, maybe hit hard, please check out this opportunity.
All right, good stuff. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back to you guys, we have a short show today, but we got one or two more things. And also, we checked in at Market Street Shoes last week, so we're going to talk about that. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap-ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own, tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
All right, welcome back to the Morning Update Show. So I got a few upbeat things before we get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put some video in here right here. This was you got a solo in on that. You see what I'm saying, Curtis? There you go. Now it works. All right, so this is a video right there. This is Jake Gravbrough shot this. We were out there at SeaTac the other day on Friday. Was it Friday? Man, it's been a long week, but the celebration there on the plane of the Russell plane. This black man got his own plane popping off. You know what I'm saying? Out there at the airport with Salman and with Jake Gravbrough and Alaska Airlines. Man, real gracious host out there at the gate. We had a good time. You know what I'm saying? And then the Hawks went to Indianapolis and handled business, big dog style.
Well, there we have it. I mean, I got to say, that was early in the morning, and it looks like that was later in the evening, the way everybody was popping. There was lots of good energy, man. I'm sad I missed that one. It was a party.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good stuff. And speaking of some good stuff as well, it's Friday. Me and you, we're out there in Ballard. We happened to be out there. And this is the best thing because this wasn't planned. We're just out in Ballard, and we're like, "Yo, Market Street Shoes around the corner." We keep saying we're gonna go to Market Street Shoes, but we don't ever make it, you know. And so, since it was just so close around the corner, what we ended up doing is popping in over there, Market Street Shoes, and somebody left with a big old poncho.
Hey y'all, we finally made it here to Ballard, right here at Market Street Shoes. About to go in and check it out. Can't wait, because I know they got some dope stuff. Ready for us to get some dope stuff, y'all. Oh. This is, ooh, and it has this. This is fly.
See, and see, it flattens. Pretty tight.
Wow.
So it will fit in that.
Wow. You know what? Yeah, we were just, we had to make an appearance up in here. We had to come and show some love to our Market Street Shoes partners. You guys are amazing and fabulous. Thank you for your amazing partnership. And you know what? You guys actually have some really dope stuff in here that fits my aesthetic. Y'all know I got the crazy dope fits, and y'all are partnering with me to keep on getting me crazy dope fits. I love it. Clearly, dope was the word of the day. But honestly, they had some really cool stuff in there. If you guys have not gone to our local shoe store, they clearly have so much more than shoes, as Jake always said right there in that commercial for Market Street. And I got to experience it. Shout out to the Market Street team. They treated us so well. They're like, wait a minute, you guys are from Converge. It was a beautiful time up in there. They have amazing shoes, amazing products, and you guys will be seeing that poncho soon. I got to figure out how I'm going to break it out, but I love it already as a part of my wardrobe. And so thank you so much, Market Street. It was great to be out there with my guy, Big O here. And we really had a really great time out there with them.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I can't wait to get back there because you did all the shopping. I'm going to get out there solo and figure something out. Before we get out of here real quick, I got one more thing to put up here. Tickets went on sale on the 10th. You can get more information where we converge /events. Anita Hill is coming here to Seattle. Dr. Anita Hill live at the Moore Theater. That's October 20th. You can go to whereweconverge.com /events. Find the link there in the comments. And for people who might be interested in seeing Anita Hill live at the Moore next month, we're actually going to have some ticket giveaways and probably some promo codes, a few other things going on from our partners over there at STG Presents.
No, this is exciting. I mean, when we talk about some of the events that they are bringing here, they said that they were going to be intentional to be sure that they're, responding to, all cultures and making sure that people feel welcome in these theaters. And so I'm so glad that Dr. Anita Hill is coming here, is going to be able to speak. And I think it's a great opportunity, for folks to get plugged in.
All right, good stuff. We're out of here early today, Trey Holiday. Any last words before we go?
Well, for me, it just stays consistent. You guys see yourself as a part of the solution. One of the things that I'm so inspired by is that list of EDI grantees for this latest round of funding that has hit the community, and all of those groups, even the ones that we weren't able to name, everybody really is putting themselves on the front line and saying there's a void here, we need to fill it. I'm not going to wait for anybody else to do it. We're going to pull our group together. We're going to make it happen. We're going to raise awareness. We're going to advocate in the ways necessary so people understand the need for these projects. And so they really are inspiring me, all of those teams that stay so consistent to be sure that these efforts have a way of utilizing those levy dollars and injecting funds into these amazing programs and projects. So please see yourself as a part of the solution. There's so many amazing ways to do so, and we'll be better off for it.
No, this is good stuff. I like to see myself as part of the solution.
Yeah.
Most times. Sometimes I'm part of the problem. All right. So reminder that tonight at 6:00, another episode of the Rewind with Besa. Actually, it's the 19th. Is it tonight?
No, today's the 13th.
I'm pretty sure it's today. Anyways, I'll double check. See, sometimes I'm part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution. All right, so that's that. But we'll post something here if it is time. I'm usually not off on this, but you never know. It can be. Otherwise, I think we're going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And I can just say this. Be ready for change here on the Morning Update Show in the next few weeks. We won't give too much away, but we're counting upon your flexibility for change. That being said, I want to remind you, as usual, go forward in your purpose. Go forward in your humanity. And until tomorrow at 11 a.m., peace.
Lift every voice and sing till earth in heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun.